iPhone 3G front panel replacement display glass is cracked. Keep further breakage contained and prevent bodily harm during your repair by taping the glass. Lay overlapping strips of clear packing tape over the iPhone's display until the whole face is covered. This will keep glass shards contained and provide structural integrity when prying and lifting the display. Remove the two 3.7mm Phillips number 00 screws from the dock connector end of the iPhone. Remove the metal handle from the suction cup. It's easier and safer to grip the suction cup space instead of the metal handle. There is a rubber gasket between the silver front bezel and black display assembly. A bit of force is required in this step to separate the iPhone's display assembly. It may help to rock the suction cup back and forth to remove the display assembly. Use a small suction cup near the home button to gently pull up the bottom portion of the iPhone's display assembly, if the display assembly is too damaged to allow the suction cup to adhere. Tape with a strong adhesive such as duct tape or packing tape may be used. The display assembly is still connected to the iPhone by several cables, so don't try to remove it entirely just yet. Rotate the display assembly up until it is at an angle of approximately 45 degrees. Continue to hold the display assembly with one hand, and use your other hand and a spudger to disconnect the black ribbon cable labeled 1. Cable 1 is for the display. All connectors except the ribbon connector mentioned in Step 7 release upwards. Rotate the display assembly up until it is roughly vertical. This will allow easier access for disconnecting the remaining cables. Use a spudger to disconnect the black ribbon cable labeled 2. The FPC locking latch is very delicate and is typically a different color than the body of the connector. See the detail image of FPC connector open and closed. Slide the ribbon cable out of the connector and remove the display assembly from the iPhone. It's impossible to properly reinsert a ribbon into an FPC connector unless the lock is disengaged. Make sure the locking latch is open when attaching. Detaching the cable, remove the single Phillips number 00 screw from the corner of the display assembly. Remove the two Phillips number 00 screws from the right side of the display assembly. Turn the display around, and if there is a thin strip of black tape on the edge of the display assembly, carefully peel it up. Keeping the tape from sticking to itself can be tricky. We recommend placing the tape on a wax-coated piece of paper. Any sticker backing will do. Remove the three Phillips number 00 screws from the left side of the display assembly. Turn the display assembly over and again carefully insert a metal spudger between the two metal rails along the edge of the display assembly. Gently rotate the spudger to lift the LCD up from the glass. Separate the LCD and glass by sliding the LCD panel away from the ribbon cables on the glass. This is what should be left after removing the LCD. If the glass has shattered at the top or bottom, be especially patient and gentle when removing fragments. In extreme cases you may have to pick off any glass shards that remain glued to the plastics, using a heat gun or hairdryer. Heat at the top left area of the touch screen. Use your fingernails to slowly lift up the left corner. The touch screen plastics are held to the touch screen with adhesive. It may take some work to free the corners. Once the top is free, use the heat gun to heat the sides of the touch screen. Use a spudger to free the sides of the touch screen plastics. Heat the bottom corners with the heat guns again. Use your fingernails to free the corners. Remove the touch screen plastics from the touch screen in order to adhere the new panel. Peel as much of the existing adhesive off of the front panel frame as you can. This will ensure a better fit and ensure good attachment of the new adhesive. Place custom fit adhesive strips. A double Stick tape on the upper area of the front panel plastics. Use the flat end of a spudger to press the adhesive strips to the plastic frame. This will clear out bubbles and ensure place the second adhesive strip. A double stick tape on the home button end of the front panel frame. Run the flat end of a spudger over the strip to stick it down and push bubbles out from under the sticker. Good adhesion. Using the tip of a spudger to start. Peel the adhesive backings off of the strips on the front panel plastic. The adhesive backing is fairly thin. Be sure you are only peeling up the backing and not the adhesive itself. Peel the protective plastic off of the inside of the front panel glass. Try not to touch the inside of the glass to avoid putting fingerprints between the display glass layers. Fold the front panel cables down toward the home button recess to get them out of the way. The cable labeled as number 2 should lay as shown when you merge the two pieces of the front panel.